book.
There we go. Whoops. We are on Facebook, and now where's my Zoom? There we go. Found it. Oh, you got your book. I haven't gotten mine yet. Have you started reading it?
On page 182.
Oh, look at you go. You
Got
have
like 60 pages left or something. Or it's
nice.
like 40, 50 pages left, something like that.
I'm sure it's pretty easy to sift through, hey? You kind of get wrapped up in it a little bit.
It's told in the form of a fictional story. It's awesome. I like it a lot more than the first one, which I also enjoyed.
That's really cool. Yeah, I can't wait to read it. I do admit I've been slacking off on ordering it, so that's my motivation to get it going. All right, so we might as well get started. Wonderful to see you guys here. Thank you so much for making it with us live. And I am just streaming on Facebook too, so welcome, Facebook World, and welcome to anyone that watches this on replay. So we have lots of exciting, fun things going on this week. I always like to start with a little bit of a cosmic update just because it's almost like kind of letting you know what's going on so that we can kind of just have a navigation map of what's sort of running amok as far as energetic levels, planetary alignments, things that are going on that are happening on this collective level. And we see it in other people, we see it in our friends and family, we see it on a collective level, but we're also seeing it in ourselves. And sometimes it just helps to explain some of the energy a little bit as far as what really is happening right now. So we have some pretty big shifts as far as this energy portal that's coming in, rolling in tomorrow with 9-9, the energy of the 9-9 portal. I would often sort of focus my meditation on 9-9, but because it is sort of significant as far as closure and completion, what came to my mind was this picture of the butterfly first coming out of its cocoon, after metamorphosis happens, after it sort of comes out of its cocoon, it's in this goo, and it's sort of, I picture it almost like falling onto the floor to a branch or something, and being able to just sort of get its bearings, get its standings. And I feel like that's kind of where we are right now. We're at this precipice where we have sort of birthed this new reality. And now when we think about 9-9, we think about it is 9 months in. That is a whole birthing cycle from where we were at from the beginning of January. Think about some of those goals that you were making, some of those things that you wanted to complete and create in your life. And so we think about these as almost like a completion to a certain point, but also a restart point as to, okay, so this is where we've come up as far as this journey has gone. And now where is it that we want to go? Now that we're able to fly, what do we want to do? What do we want to achieve? We're being it. I love it. Chris and I were just talking about some of our favorite songs when we were DJing, and he's got Rasputin playing. It's one of those ones that are just so classic for weddings. I love music, and I love taking some time lately to just step back for a moment and really notice, oh, the vibration, the frequency, the energy that I'm feeling, because this is a major manifestation point. This portal from basically from today until about the 12th. They're calling it a bit of a money portal or an abundance portal. So I thought it would be really nice tonight to get into some of that abundance energy and some of that, whether it be finances. I feel like gearing it to more towards finances just because it's something that we can all, have a little bit of an increase in at this time of year. It's a great moment to really be clear on a lot of things. And if we're not clear, we can get very clear by simply stepping back for a moment and doing that meditation practice that we've been talking about a little bit. Really taking a few moments, maybe 3 to 5 times a day, to just step out of our brains for a moment and into our hearts, and to be able to just kind of get in alignment again, even if it's thinking about absolutely nothing. And if you guys didn't manage to see inner Creator Sphere Inner Circle, Verena did a really great session on Monday. And if you guys didn't see it, let me know and we can try and share it with you. It was really, really good. It was a way to use light to move around your body. So, oh, I love it. Taking time for finances and stuff like that lately. It felt really synchronistic to just kind of do something towards abundance. I haven't done it for a long time, and I used to do some really fun meditations for abundance, and we haven't done that for a long time. So I thought it would be really fitting tonight. The other thing that was coming up for me tonight was some of our parts that are ready for treatment tonight that may have been stopping us, or may, even be aiding us in some of those blocks with some of the financial stuff. And it's it's like I saw these inner children. I saw us going down to this beach and having like a space on the beach, and then all of a sudden I saw these other little images of us, of people. I just see like, it's like shadows. I just see like placeholders almost. And what I could see when I was just really getting into meditation, what we were going to do for our meditation this evening, and yesterday this was coming into, like these little people around you. So it's like I saw you lying on the beach, but then I saw parts of you, but they were all children. They were all different ages of us, of parts that have just been sort of ready to come up for treatment and ready to be able to do some healing at these different ages. It was really interesting. So that's where we're going to go in our meditation tonight and allow this to happen. So it'll be really beautiful. But as I was saying, to take a few moments to pause, to be able to focus on nothing, or focus on, like Verena was saying, a ball of light. She did this beautiful exercise where you just take a ball of light and put it in your right hand. And you're just, you're really using your imagination, really imagining this ball of light in your right hand. And you imagine that ball of light just getting a little bigger and all of a sudden starting to be able to move. And then you guys even close your eyes right now and just picture this right now. Just picture a ball of light in your hand and imagine it moving from your right hand right into your left shoulder. Imagine that ball of light just zipping into the left shoulder. And imagine it just hovering in that left shoulder for a minute. And it doesn't even have to be doing anything. Just imagine that ball of light being there. Maybe it feels warm. Maybe it feels tingly. Maybe it feels light. Maybe it feels like it's doing some healing. And imagine it now going down into your right hip. Imagine that ball of light just shifting down into the right hip. And just imagine it sort of settling in there. Maybe that's a spot that feels really good. Maybe that's just a way to just feel into that light for a moment. Feel that light just sitting in the right hip. And now imagine that light ball moving into your left knee. Imagine that light ball just moving down into the left knee and it just settling and hovering in and around that left knee. Just imagine that ball of light there. And imagine that left knee just lighting up. And now imagine that ball of light jumping over to the right foot, going down to where your toes are, circulating around there, feeling that light just shifting around that right foot. And imagine it coming all the way up now into your right shoulder. Imagine that right shoulder getting this light ball just settled in and around the right shoulder. Maybe it's moving around the front or the back. Maybe it feels really good. Just imagining that light ball. Just imagining that light moving. And now imagine it moving into the middle of your chest, up your throat. And maybe even up into your head, and just feel that ball of light moving into your head and just lighting up your brain and lighting up your head. And now imagine that little ball of light just moving down to your left hand, and hold it in your left hand. And then you can bring your hands together and you can almost be holding it like a basketball, just holding this little ball of light. And a lot of times you can feel this ball of light and it tinkles. And what you did just there was reset your nervous system by allowing your body to get out of fight or flight and get into rest and digest. It allows your manifestations to not be focusing on anything negative, not necessarily focusing on anything positive, being in that neutral state of acceptance. So then you can shift your energy whichever way you're wanting to flow it. It's a beautiful way to fall asleep. It's a beautiful way to just settle your mind. It's a beautiful way to just connect with your heart. And I just love that she just talked about that ball of light, because it's such an easy way to meditate very quickly and just bring that energy into the body and really get connected. And if you can take a few moments to do that, or like Abraham Hicks always says, just listen to a fan, just listen to absolutely nothing. When we are not focusing on on lack, or we're not in that energy of victim mentality, when we're not in that energy of those limiting beliefs, when we're not focusing on anything stopping us, or the fact that we don't have anything, or the fact that we haven't created it fast enough, it just instantly stops all that negative energy and just stops the car from rolling, so you can start driving in the direction that you want to. And I think about that as putting that GPS point in. There was many times where I've had to this week just enter a GPS point and just trust that Google was going to bring me there. That I didn't really need to know where I was going, that I was just kind of letting it guide me, and knowing that whatever way that it brought me, I was going to get to exactly where I needed to go, and really held that faith. And it was like, I really should do this more often with more things. Just, I've dialed in that GPS point. Now, I don't need to know every single step on how I'm going to get there. I just need to know that that's where I'm going, and to keep that focus. And sometimes it's hard because there's outside forces that throw us off and throw us out. But really dialing into our true choices this week, where we not only know what we want, but we actually have the self-worth, we have the cosmic push, we have Jupiter's energy sort of fueling us with career. We're able to kind of see how capable we really are, and how much our gift is truly needed. And so there's been a lot of people feeling some doubt and feeling some unsurety. And, as soon as you're really, really close, that resistance comes in to make you go, do I even really want this anymore? Is this, so I don't know how bad I really want this. That's that resistance. And this is that time to keep pushing through. And this is the precipice, the time where that pushing through is so imperative, because we have, the new moon coming up on the 14th. We have eclipse season just around the corner. So this is kind of like a little cleanup, a little, what else is really stopping us from where it is that we want to go, and allowing us to really see that in a light that we have not seen before, and allow us to transcend in a way that we have not transcended before, because there are so many collectively transcending with us. A lot of people are going through this, even feeling sick right now. They're going through some sort of ascension symptoms. Sleep has been back on. We've been sort of sleeping a little bit heavier this last week. The dreams have been intense again. The energies, it's almost like that pre-birth point where you're actually kind of needing and getting some of that really healing sleep that we need, and it's actually not such a struggle to fall asleep. And so to embrace that, to allow ourselves to enjoy that, that knowledge that sleep is so healthy and healing. So to really help us to stay in that solution orientation, it not in the problem solving mode, but really kind of getting into self-care. Today was really all about starting to recognize some of those self-care types of feelings that we are ready to really embrace. So when it comes down to finding our spiritual needs. Hey, Frank, welcome. I'm just going to put you on mute while I finish up here. When we are talking about there's a sort of a cosmic kite that's happening right now, these planetary formations that take place all in 1 month, it really sort of shows us to pause for a moment. So happy Venus Day, almost 9/9 portal. We were just kind of starting to talk about some of those things that are going on. When we come into a 9/9 portal, when we come into what we call a power day like that, it's really about holding ourselves accountable. It's really about sort of urging us to stand in our structure, to really kind of take a look, like I was saying, over those last 9 months, and really understand that we're coming full circle at this point, right? That 9 is the number of consolidation when we talk about numerology, endings, creativity, healing, sensitivity, compassion, some emotion. So people might be feeling emotional. So this is a time to really be able to actually sort of find that harmony within yourself. Ask yourself, am I feeling balanced with some of my my spiritual enlightenment, some of my physical, some of my mental? Am I doing the things that are really supporting me to move forward long term? Because this is sort of where we are coming into with Monday's energy is looking at these decisions as supporting us long term, because this isn't just a short term solution. This is really designing our life how we want it over the next, I mean, the next eternity, but really over this next year, it kind of gives us a chance to sort of step back while all these planets are in retrograde and take some looks at what may still be holding us back a little bit going through on this journey. So, and enjoying the space that we have and allowing ourselves to actually take some of this space and utilize it, because it goes by so quickly. Our days go by so quickly, and we're going to start feeling a little bit more lifted and a little bit more energy moving forward into Sunday, Monday, where we're actually kind of feeling those Venus sort of pulsing those energies now that Venus is back into moving direct again, which is so beautiful. It's all about our capabilities. It's all about kind of getting into that love feeling, being in love with everything, being in gratitude, being in appreciation, in abundance. And that's why we're going to do this meditation on abundance too, with Venus sort of moving direct again. This really gives us a chance to connect into our heart and really come home to our emotions and to our true authentic selves and who we are. And as starseeds especially, it's like the world is so ready for you guys to share your gifts, to be able to share what it is that you are brought here for, right? On a collective level, it's so important to put that energy in to the collective so that we can all really shift together. It's such a beautiful energy that starts to come up with Venus going direct. And the sun is really active too. And so on Monday's energy, what I was talking about, it's kind of like letting us notice when we're dropping out of those higher frequency emotions into the lower ones. So are we acting from a place of love, or are we acting from a place of fear? I love that Frank's ready to guide people on how to be their own shaman. And isn't that huge, to empower someone to not need someone to be their shaman, but so that they can embrace that medicine? I love that. That gives me goosebumps, Frank. And the world is ready for you to do this. It's so huge. It's so huge. And the solar plexus, you guys might feel energy in the solar plexus really shifting and moving, especially come Monday. It's going to be like this fuel starting to sort of light up and burn again in the solar plexus, sort of lighting up a lot of those old wishes and desires, but really allowing that self-worth to come through. Because a lot of times we say, oh, who am I to guide these people? But it's who am I? I am a person that can lead someone else to find their own shaman. I'm a person that can lead someone else to find their own self-worth, to find their own self-love, to embrace their own emotions and not be over controlled by them, learning how to navigate this journey that we're on in the best and highest version of yourselves, right? So you'll notice come Monday, you're going to feel this little boost of inner confidence and boost of self-worth. It is there. Tap into it. Know that it's there. Spend some time doing that white light type exercise we were talking about, moving the energy through your body. This is really all about the bigger picture view, because these are there's opportunities coming up. I think that's the biggest thing about this whole week, is that there are some major opportunities coming up. And if we're not looking for them, if we're not paying attention, if we're not dialed into the radio frequency that they're being broadcasted on, we may just miss them. And we don't want to miss any of these beautiful opportunities that are coming up right now, because there are going to be many of them. And think about that. If you are not in a receiving mode, which we're going to get into right away, if you're not in that receiving mode, you're not going to accept it. You're not going to receive it into your life. And these inner children, these parts of us that I was talking about that are ready to sort of come up for treatment today, I really feel like it's going to allow us to take some of this personal responsibility back, to be able to allow us to overcome some of the procrastination that's been happening, to allow us to be reminded. This is the thing, we need to see this stuff. We're going to be shown it over the next week, especially in ways that we are procrastinating. So I want us to think about some things. And these are the ways that this is going to be shown to us. I want you to think about something that you really just want. So let's, for tonight's exercise, for tonight's meditation, what we're going to be sort of focusing on and doing a meditation regarding is abundance. So I want you to think about, I want to release my new album tonight. I think that is a fabulous thing. And I think after this meditation, you just might be ready to do it. You were probably ready to do it before this meditation, but we're going to clear out anything that is holding you back from it. And so you can even hold that in your vision tonight. Really say, I'm ready to release my album tonight. And I want you to think of the next action step that you would need to take to do just that. So compile them and put them in one video and put it out there on YouTube. I love it. I love it. So you even know your next action step. And so I want you to think about some of the things that you may have been doing instead of doing that. So sometimes we know, right? Sometimes we know, I really want to do this. Like, I really want to create financial income. I really want to create some passive income streams. I really want to create an increased amount of financial flow into my field. I really am ready for this. I'm so ready for this. So then I want you to think about the next action step that you would have to do to take to do this, because there's often something that's just right there in our field that we should have been able to do already, or we know, but we just haven't been. And I want you to just take a good, honest look right now and really think about what it is that you're doing instead. So when you come up to that resistance, when we're almost ready to do it, when it's right there, but then we go, oh, I don't really, we talk ourselves out of it somehow. We do something to stop us from doing that. And it could be anything. It could be, we could be just self-sabotaging in weird ways, like just scrolling or watching random cat videos on Facebook instead. We could be shopping. We could be smoking drugs. We could be drinking. We could be getting into other people's drama. I want you to think about what it is that you do when you're procrastinating, what it is that you do that will often stop you and keep you caught up, something that, we're ready. The spirit of procrastination, please release me from its grasp now. I love that. Let's do a little praying on this procrastination, spirit of procrastination. I love it. There's so many things that we can do to procrastinate, right? It can be great things. It can be silly things. It can be things that are totally wasting time. But the fact of the matter is there's something that we want, and there's something that we do instead of it. And then we know it. And this is the thing. Once we know it, we can't unknow it. So name it, right? If you can feel it, you can heal it. If you can name it, you can claim it. You can denounce its power by putting the light on it, shining the light on it. What is it that we do that we're ready to shift and what we're ready to change? some of the other things that we do is we stay in lack in different ways where we're actually thinking that we have to do something to get somewhere else, right? So there's a lot of times where people, we have these limiting beliefs, and those will hold us back from thinking something along the lines of, well, I can't do that until I do this, or I can't say I can't be a health coach until I'm healthier. I can't, there's a lot of things. And in looking at something like that, that is a big way that people end up keeping themselves in an unhealthy place, because not only is it stopping them from uh, getting through another fear, which may be, about being safe in one way or the other, but it also is stopping them from what they really want by not taking care of themselves, right? So there's sometimes they can be sort of stacked on top of each other. And we never, this is a beautiful acknowledgement. We worry about how things could go wrong and we don't want to fail. And so we're scared. And so we just simply don't do it. If that fear of failing is stronger than our want to do it, it's going to win out. If, and I mean stronger by having more magnitude, having more power, because we're focusing on it more. So this is the beauty part of being able to make that choice. We can simply make that choice, right? I'm just, for this week, I'm just going to choose to go for it. If I fail, I fail, right? We know that this is a subconscious mind. This is the 95% that does the work, but we're bringing in consciousness. We're jumping into that level where the subconscious can't control us anymore. We have the power. We have the power to choose. We have the power to, just for this week, just go for it, right? We could always go back to feeling as though we may not be able um, to complete something, but if we never try, we're never going to even know, right? So I love that, asking the spirit of scared and fear to find love and ruin, release it, for calling the spirit of prosperity. Yes, make room for the spirit of prosperity. Worst case tomorrow. There we go. Worst case tomorrow. Make that commitment to yourself, really choose that, because there's probably some power in that choice. And I'm going to use Chris as an example here. Having that album released, it may have felt like, yeah, I'm going to release it, but we didn't put a time. We didn't say I'm going to do it today. We didn't say, it was like, I'm going to release it. And that kind of gives us an open-ended, version of that. It's, in that time and space, yes, it is definitely going to happen. But that choice, did we really make the choice to do it? I'm really going to release it. I'm ready. I am ready to release it. I am actually ready to release it, and to really go into that choice, to really feel that. So I love that that you have these goals, because goals are absolutely huge. If we end up um, letting anybody down, it's going to be ourselves by not doing it, right? All we can do is put out what we have to share. And there's a reason that you wanted to create what you did, and there is a time and a space for it. And divine timing is so huge, right? It is so huge. It's been ready for a long time, but this is a perfect time to release something like that. It is all about divine manifestation. So even just knowing that you really want to create that financial abundance, feeling that in a way that you never have before, really allowing that to be a choice, really allowing yourself to have that choice, and allowing all the parts to come in with you so that you can move forward in this is absolutely huge. Yes, I love this. You guys have so many great comments in here. We can literally do anything that we want to do by just operating from divine love. And I think that was probably one of my biggest points for tonight, is knowing if you are operating from the space of love or the space of fear. Even when you think of your true choice, so think about your true choice of releasing your album. If you think about it in the frequencies of all the things that you are grateful for about it, if you go into it with love, into that energy and that vibration of love. It's going to happen on that 5D level where it's almost like buying a lottery ticket right now. It's a beautiful time to buy a lottery ticket, because if you don't, first of all, you have no chance to win. But if you do with that intention, it's like manifestations can happen so much stronger right now in these few days. So if you're going to release something, if you're going to do something, do it in these next few days, because the power of it could just be so much more. You know how, like, when you release something like a viral video, you put something out there, it catches fire all of a sudden. This is that week that this kind of magic is going to happen. So I really wanted to get us into a space where we were so full of appreciation and gratitude, that we were so high in the feelings of love and appreciation, that nothing will knock us off that structure, nothing will bring us down. So I feel like it is a great time to hop into meditation with you guys if you are up for it. We are just going to bring in such gratitude and such love and such appreciation. What I want you to do is really get into a choice, because we're going to do a little bit of recode with this as well. And I have a feeling you guys have probably done recode. And if you haven't, it's basically just doing a meditation, but using some commands to actually really talk to the superconscious, the field where all of the memories are stored. And so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of step into this field. We're going to imagine stepping into a superconscious field of the universal energy, like every energy that surrounds us, all the memories, all the teachings, all the lessons, all the wisdom, really stepping into that universal energy. And if you guys are ready, just find a comfortable position where you can just feel as grounded as you can, where it's quiet-ish for the next 15 minutes or so, while you just get into a space of meditation and cleansing and beautiful light energy. Oh, I love it. I love it. So I'd love to invite you to just take a few nice deep breaths and just connect with your breath at this time. And I love doing a breath to sort of get us into this at first, where we actually hold the space between the breath. So we're going to do a 4, 5, 6 breath to just get into this meditation tonight. And what I mean by that is breathing in for 4, holding it for 5, and releasing it for 6. So we're just going to breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out through the mouth for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And push all that stale air out. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and holding it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathing out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more breath like this. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing it for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just continuing to breathe now cyclically, just noticing that breath coming in and out of your body as you breathe in through your nose. And really just allow yourself to feel that breath start to enter through your body, filling your belly, filling your chest cavity. And as you're breathing out through the mouth, just feeling all your muscles relaxing. Imagine those muscles just relaxing. And I want you to imagine right now that you are just walking on a beautiful path. You're outside, and you can feel the moistness of the forest around you. You can feel the lushness. You can sense some smells in the air, some moisture, some greenery, some flowers, some trees, some plants. Just smelling what it would smell like to be walking in a forest right now. And just imagine that you're just moving along the forest floor. You can hear your footsteps, you can see them. Notice what the ground is like underneath you. Does it feel really soft like moss, or is it harder like leaves and stone? Just noticing the path that's underneath you. And I want you to imagine that you're just floating along, you're just noticing all of the beautiful greenery around you, what it sounds like. Perhaps there's birds off in the distance, or bugs, a babbling brook. What it would sound like in the forest path right now. Noticing the colors, feeling that lush green energy, and maybe even feeling a leaf or a plant or a tree, running your finger along some bark, just noticing the textures. And imagine that emerald, beautiful green feeling from the forest just emanating through every cell of your body as you feel your heart center start to expand. And I want you to notice that this path leads to a narrower little part where all of a sudden you can see a railing and a little staircase. This staircase is leading down to a beautiful beach, and it looks so serene you can't wait to get there. And you notice there's 9 steps to lead you down to this beach. This beach is like the waters of transcendence. This beach is a healing, powerful place that you're ready to start stepping down to. And as you start stepping towards the staircase, I want you to take your first step onto that 9th step. And I want you to feel as though your body almost instantly starts to relax. As you breathe out and you watch your foot go down to that 8th step, I want you to imagine every single cell in your body starting to slow down and to feel relaxed. As you take your foot and step down to the 7th step, you notice that your muscles are starting to relax and soften and unwind. And as you step down on the 6th stair, and now the 5th, you notice that you're feeling kind of heavy, and your body is feeling so relaxed and comfortable right now. Keep stepping down to that 4th step where it almost feels as though your joints are starting to relax. Pain is leaving your body. You're almost not even feeling like your body is yours anymore as you step down to that 3rd step. Taking one more step down to that 2nd step, it feels as though your bones are even relaxing. It feels as though you've never felt so relaxed in your life. And as you step down onto the 1st step, your shoulders drop, your neck elongates, and your body just feels so relaxed. As you finally step down onto the beach, and the sand feels almost magical as your feet touch it. Your toes touching this magical sand, it feels as though the sand is talking to you. And I want you to notice that there's a blanket on the sand, and there's a whole bunch of other blankets all around you. They're different colors, but they look like they're meant to be there. And I want you to just look around this place. I want you to notice how it's the most beautiful place you've ever seen. Imagine this pool of water, this transcending pool of magical water that you know when you step in, it's going to be effortlessly removing layers and layers that you're no longer needing to carry around anymore to protect you. And I want you to just find the blanket on the beach that feels best suited to you. And I want you to go sit down comfortably and just lay down on that blanket and imagine the sun warming your every cell, feeling it from the top of your head like liquid sunshine starting to just drip down into your crown chakra, allowing your spirit to soar, allowing your spiritual connection to be so strong right now. allowing any insight, any wisdom, any spirit guides, any teachings that are ready to come to you. Simply allow and choose to allow those to occur. As you notice on the blankets surrounding you, there starts to form shapes. And I want you to imagine that these are all parts of you. These are all, I feel, a lot of children, a lot of inner children, inner wounded children, inner healed children. All these parts that make us up every time we've been put in a situation or an event, anytime we've been defragmentized from our own self, where we've had to go into safety mode, where we've had to create parts of us for protection. There may be certain ages that occur to you, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 12, 13, 14. There's probably many versions of children just taking their space on these blankets that are ready for some healing today. And I want you to ask one of those parts to sit up and share with you how they feel about your true choice. But your true choice right now is you just make this true choice of creating as much abundance in your life as you can. Truly step into this choice, to this identity. Lie down in this sunshine and feel the true choice set in for you of what it is you want to create more of in your life. Just a little bit more, maybe it's a lot more. Let's choose for this meditation purpose to just create as much financial abundance that we can in our lives. Abundance in love, abundance in relationships, just abundance in every way. And I want you to let this child, this inner child, this part speak to you. And let it tell you why it's behaving so strongly, why it's coming up for treatment today. Let this part explain to you what it feels when you choose this financial abundance, when you choose to just be fully abundant in every way. What is this child saying? Just allow this child to speak to you. Let it be seen, let it be heard. Thank it for its wisdom. Maybe it's something that you thought you already healed. Maybe it's an old story that was hung on to by something they were told from a parent. Maybe it was from an event. And superconscious, please just tag this for future treatment. And I want you to look at another part with another age, another little part of you. That has been maybe causing some resistance in this choice of really creating financial abundance. Something that has always kind of been in the background that maybe you never saw before. Standing and feeling this little part. Allow it to just speak its mind. To tell you that this is the lesson attached with this age. And it wants you to see it. It wants you to know that it needs to be heard. And maybe there's another little part as well. So thank this part. Thank it for everything it's saying. You can give it a hug. You can hold it. You can say, I see you. You can take this wisdom. You can hold your hands out. You can allow these parts to stay with you on your blanket. You can allow them to join you on this journey. Maybe it's ready to create this abundance with you. But it has lessons, it has some teachings. And now I want you to imagine a part that we call the protector controller. That protector controller is really strong. It always keeps us safe. It always likes to be in control of things. Sometimes it'll make us even act out in ways that we don't want to. Sometimes it'll help us procrastinate. And I want you to just ask this part to embark its wisdom, show you what it is that needs to be seen from this protector controller's point of view. How does it feel about creating this financial abundance? And as you just lie on this blanket and soak up the sun and feel the sun's energy coming in to light up any wisdom that needs to be seen, I want you to ask any of these parts that are ready to release something, that are ready to question maybe some of the ideologies and the stories that they've been hanging on to, or maybe they even feel that it's helpful. Ask them to bring forward this information to you right now. And Superconscious, please tag any of this for future treatment as well. In memories, timelines 1, 2, and 3. And now I want you to intensify this choice a little bit about creating this abundance in your life. I want you to envision what life would be like with all the financial abundance you could have. I want you to think about all of the things that you could do with having enough financial abundance to just be able to travel, to share with others. Start really stepping into this version of you. This version that has all of the money in the world, more than enough, more than you could ever spend. It's simply not a stress at all. You're never worried about when the next paycheck is going to come in. It just feels so freeing to be able to have this abundance ready and waiting, not needing to know how it got there, just stepping into that version. Really feel what it feels like. How does it feel to have that freedom to be able to do what it is that you want to do, buy what it is that you want to buy, not have to worry about the price of something, not have to worry about if someone wants to throw a party for someone, you can make it happen. If someone's animals need a vet visit, that's something that you can easily take care of. Someone needs a house, you could even buy it for them. Maybe you need a house. What would it feel like to go in and just drop the cash down, not have a mortgage payment, not even have that as part of your worry? Really step into what it would feel like. And I want you to feel all the ways that you have so much abundance right now. Step into your health, into your body. Think of how your neurological system just works, how it just connects, how it's like this electrical cycle that keeps everything firing, keeps you blinking when you need to blink. Your eyeballs stay perfectly moistened because everything runs properly. Your heart beats so magically all on its own. Your blood pumps, your lymphatic system gets rid of toxins, your bladder and your kidneys work in perfect unison to filter out your blood. It's amazing. It's awe-inspiring how amazing the body is. And think of the abundance of cells that regenerate on a daily basis, and every blood cell colliding around like it needs to. Everything working in perfect unison for your brain to tell your body to move how it needs to move. Think of how magical that is, the abundance of health and vitality and energy that run through your veins. Just feeling gratitude for that, just feeling so grateful to have this body that brought us out of bed this morning, that moves so beautifully, that operates so well. Think of how healthy you are, especially in comparison to some who aren't. Just look at that health. It's incredible what you've manifested. And think about your careers, all these amazing careers, all these skills that you've been able to hone, all of these wonderful things that you've learned over the years that have collectively brought you to exactly where you're supposed to be now, so that you can utilize your gifts to help the right people knowing the right nail to hit, knowing exactly how to tell them what it is that can keep them empowered. Just having that knowledge, knowing that you're here to share that knowledge, that love, that you're here to increase the love in on the earth, in the energetic planes. How amazing is that you are a starseed, a light worker, that you are here to create more love just by being love. And how amazing is it that you have the relationships that you do, the friendships that you've made. Think about those people that have made you so incredibly happy that you felt you could never be happier. Or those animals that you just loved so much, that you just felt so in awe of, so appreciative, like you could just eat them alive. You love them so much. Those moments in life that you remember with happiness, anticipation, excitement, growth, expansion. Think of all the expansion that you've had in your life, all of the things that you've been able to create so far, the place that you live, the warm bed, the heat that turns on and off, the water that turns on and off, the amount of true luck and joy and love that you've been able to experience in your life. Just be so incredibly grateful and just expand into that. And right now we're just going to create a little bit of structural tension by choosing to just step back and look at where things are right now and where we may be feeling a little bit stuck. I really want to create financial abundance, but notice the first sentence that comes up for you. I really want to create this, but what would others think? How are you feeling about the world? Does it feel like it's too tough? Does it feel like things always had to be a struggle? What are some of the stories that you've been telling yourself? They're ready to be seen now because they're ready to be shifted. They're ready to be healed. You have all of your parts here with you. And superconscious, please bring all of these parts that are on this beautiful beach with us and choose to go into the water together. All of the parts that are ready to transcend with you, to bring you forward into this true choice of literally allowing all of the abundance that the earth is ready to shower on you, that the universe and that the superconscious are ready to just fall upon you. Just ask all of those parts to come in and step into this transcendence water with you. This cleansing, healing, unifying, completing water. And see the 9-9. See the Pisces full moon that we just had. All that energy floating around in that water of transcendence. Just this magical place where you can start to see as you step in some small waterfalls starting to come over the edge, just like they're flowing and flowing. And the more you step in, the more small waterfalls start to pour into this beautiful lighted up pool of transcendence. And I want you to notice the color. It could be this beautiful, bright, healing green and blue color. You might even notice that there's some yellow that's reflecting from the sun that's lighting up your solar plexus. And as you start to step into this water, I want you to just feel that water touching your feet, your ankles, almost like it's washing away any old stories, any old patterns, anything that's ready to be healed. And superconscious, bring all of these parts into the water that are ready to integrate in this pool of transcendence as we finally see our true authentic self come into full light, as all of these parts join forces in creating this life that we love, this true, fully abundant life, really embracing that, almost like the sun coming into your skin, how you feel it kiss your skin. Feel that abundance, that transcendence start to penetrate through every cell of your body. And imagine this light, this pool, this magic water starting to cleanse and clean, transmute and clear everything in your lower body, your legs. Imagine your legs starting to lighten up, starting to be cleansed, be cleaned, be transcended. Cords being removed, dense energy being washed away in such a beautiful, smooth way. It's like you can feel it just melting off of your body as it enters this water. Superconscious, bring all parts on board for this treatment plan and just creating the most amount of abundance in our life in every way. Tagging and treating all of these parts, the protector controller, the inner child, the inner wounded child and healed child, all of the parts that are ready for integration, creating the perfect treatment plan in the perfect order, doing a massive change history, just creating the most amount of satisfaction and the least amount of pain. Truly ready for these shifts and these changes, to be our authentic self, to be empowered, to take our power back and to really make that choice. And really make that choice now. Take your power back to really make that choice into creating as much abundance as humanly possible, as energetically possible, as unhumanly possible. Just allowing all of the gifts to start coming to you, really choosing that. Showing the universe in every way, shape, and form what it is that you're ready for. Feeling it, stepping into it, being it right now. Be that abundant source of energy. Notice all the things that you could do. And superconscious, please tag and treat some of the emotions, some of the resistance that's coming up around emotions and beliefs. Some of our limiting beliefs that we're not capable, that we can't handle it, that we don't have enough information, that we have to be perfect, that we're afraid to fail, we're afraid to succeed. We're afraid to be abandoned, we're afraid to be judged. Showing our superconscious that we are truly ready, and understanding that we are safe in this pool of transcendence. We are safer than we've ever been. Feeling that safety and moving forward, and understanding how feeling stuck isn't actually safe. How we're ready to shift, how we're ready to move. Being stuck in survival mode and moving into thriving mode. Feel that motion as you allow yourself to move into thriving, into let's just see what we can do this week. Why not give yourself that energetic push to really do it? Really set your mind to something this week. What is that next action step that you can take to really move yourself towards abundance? Perhaps it's just putting plugs in things that have been draining us, that we've been doing to make us broke, that we've been giving away our time, our energy, healthy boundaries. Superconscious, please tag and treat healthy boundaries. And tag and treat any events and experiences that may have led into resistance into this financial aspect of abundance in our lives. Just tagging and treating any of those original events, those stories on all timelines. Doing a massive change history on that. And superconscious, please tag and treat any of those identities of cannot have more than someone else, any of those identities that needed to feel hidden, needed to feel safe, needed to feel like they were in the background, that it wasn't safe to be seen, it wasn't safe to be out there. Again, about judgment, tagging and treating that in the field and doing a massive change history on all identities. And just becoming the abundantly wealthy person, the abundantly wealthy person in relationships, in love, in health, in finances, just feeling into that, feeling the gratitude and the appreciation for that. Really allowing yourself to step into what it would be like what it would feel like, and say, I am that person. I feel so abundant. I feel so grateful that I have so much abundance in my refrigerator, in my house, in my cars, in my acuities that I own, everything that I have. The love that I have with my children, with my friends, with my family. The love that I have for music and the things that I love, the creativity, the love that I have for my art. I mean, anything that you do, just feel into that abundance of everything that you've created so far. Superconscious, please tag and treat any of the family systems, any of those old teaching, those old ancestral patterns and stories that need treatment, especially down in the root chakra and sacral plexus. And please tag and treat the solar plexus, where all that light from within is starting to spark. It's starting to light up. It's starting to fill. Our cup is starting to fill with that sunlight, that light that's coming in from above, literally starting to light up our solar plexus with this beautiful yellow light that's moving outside of our body and into this pool of transcendence as we bring everything together, all of the parts, all of the teachings, and allowing us to amplify abundance in every way. And imagine all the little waterfalls that are floating now into your pool of transcendence, and just notice the color of the water as it coats you. You can pick up some of that water in your hands and you can pour it over your head as you start to feel the parts come together. Superconscious, please tag and treat all these parts, bring them all together in this journey of creating abundance in every way that's ready for us. Telling the universe that you are ready. Understanding that you are allowed, that you never needed permission from anyone. Understanding that you're doing a disservice by holding back what your gifts are to the world. It needs it more than ever. Just allowing your body to feel that. It may be vibrating or shaking in certain areas, just noticing where you're feeling that in your body as you start to step out of the water as one whole unit, this beautiful, shining, lighted up star seed that's ready to just create. And I want you to take a nice receiving breath as we tag and treat the rest of the chakras, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown, just allowing all of your energy centers to recalibrate, cleanse, clear, transmute, rebalance, however they need to. Tagging and treating any of the body systems that need it, any of the body systems holding on to resistance, any of those old stories that are stuck in our body systems and in our DNA and in our cells. When you're ready, you can just start coming back up towards the steps, stepping up from step 1 all the way up to step 9. Slowly walking back down the path as we allow ourselves to feel light, energetic, flowing, grounding all of these teachings into the matrix of the universe and into memories and timelines 1, 2, and 3. And when you're ready, you can just take a nice receiving breath and just feel that energy moving through your body. And know that your psychic tendencies will start to be in light. They'll be lit up a little bit, is what I want to say. It's going, the profound messages, the pace that this healing will take place and will be very fast. It's going to be a beautiful week for really getting dialed into what it is that we want. And although it may be emotional and things may be happening to show us things that we might not like too much, that is coming up so that we can literally see it and feel it and heal it. It wouldn't be coming up if it wasn't ready to be seen, and it wouldn't be being seen if it wasn't ready to be healed, and it wouldn't be in our way if we already had what we wanted. It wouldn't be getting in our way. So let's allow some of these teachings that come up this week to really get us ready for this eclipse portal, the eclipse energies coming in. Mercury's coming out of retrograde next week, so it's going to be all about speaking our truth and allowing things to flow and just having that creative energy, just opportunities just coming in left, right, and center that we've been waiting for. This is the time to really get dialed in. If you have a good goal of doing something with your business or your career, we've got Jupiter's energy helping us with that. And taking these small steps this week will be like taking massive steps in manifestation power behind that choice that we're making. If that makes sense. It's just like the opening gate to just open the door. But if we don't open the door this week, it can't flood through. So it's like, just allow it. Know your power. Know that you're here for such amazing things. It's only holding back this grandiosity that you can exhibit on top of and into the collective that needs it more than they ever have. There's big things going to be happening in the world where we're going to need our strength, and we're going to need our truth and our healing powers that we have to share with everybody. We're going to need it, I think, probably more than we ever have. And that's, I think, one of the reasons that all of this shifting is going on right now, because it truly is so important on a collective level that we let more love in. The world needs a lot more love right now, and there's so much in this room right now. So just let it shine. I am going to sign off and let you guys go into this beautiful weekend of high energies, high emotions. So just really pay attention to what's being shown to you. Don't let yourself get sucked down into that victim mentality, into that fear. Really stay in love and notice, even ask yourself, what's going on right now? Am I reacting from fear? Am I acting like that little child part? Or am I acting like that mature, wise, responsible adult? That's what we're being called to do this week. So just notice if that little child starts jumping around and flapping and making a bit of a fuss. That is what we are being called to watch for right now, to be a parent to that inner child and really allow ourselves to make discerned and wonderful decisions. Yeah, Chris. I love it. Oh, I can't wait. Send me that playlist. I'll be excited and I'll be happy to share it. I'm sending such love to you guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. It was wonderful. I love it. Love it. There's the playlist if anyone wants to give a good listen to Chris's debut album, Launch Tonight. Woo, woo. I love it. Such a good portal. You could even, I just had this pop into my head. You can, or you're not your first, your second album. I love it, Chris. You could do a celebratory 9/9 portal release where you even where you offer your album out for $9.99 or something like that, just to really create that financial abundance. It's everywhere. I love it, but it's a good way to get it out there. Use that message. I'm so proud of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It's great energy having you guys all here. Thanks so much for participating in the chat, and I will see you guys. I have group on Mondays and Wednesdays, and every Friday we are here. I love it. Thanks, you guys. Have an amazing weekend. Take care, everybody.